Well, welcome to the Idaho Reload, everybody. So today, as you can tell for the title, I think I found the solution to the 365 XMacro, but with the fit the 12-round magazine. At those that are new to the channel that haven't seen my previous video, you guys, and I'm still working on the new. I'm working on right now the step-by-step on this chop job, you guys, but. For those that are new to the channel, is that I have a chop job on my XMacro there to accept the 12 round, the 12 round mags, because I think that's a great setup. So I did a chop job on it, and I am working on a step-by-step on that. So I'm about halfway through on that, but in doing that, I found a solution for those that don't want to go through chopping their grip. And to give a little bit context to this, you guys, the reason for me wanting to do the 12 round mags, I was very disappointed when they came out and they did the 17 round mags. I mean, it's not even a flush cut. You know, that extra difference that it does with the base plate right there is just enough that borders on the concealability on it. I think if they would have did a 15 round mag, which I think, because the XMacro by itself, without doing a chop job, without that extra length of the base plate of the magazine, would have been perfect. And it probably would have been a 15 round mag, which would have been a standard. But I think they just felt like they had to go the extra step, do 17 rounds. I think that was part of it. They should have just made it 15 rounds and then made a higher round count for the extra mags on there. But they should have did a flush magazine plate 15 rounder on that. But so to make it more level is that I could accept a different magazine, had to go down to the lengths of the 12 round mag. But it looks as though there is a company, I'm going to see if I can even make sure I can pronounce it right, Mirzon, that actually have produced what I made out of the macro grip into a unit itself. So we'll compare the two, and I'm going to give you guys, I got the package here. It's the reason I was showing you guys. I'm going to give you guys my first impressions and go from there. I'm kind of excited for this, you guys. Let me grab something to cut this open with. But yeah, I'm very excited with this, and I am going to reach out to them, you guys. And then for those that, before I even look at it, for those that are interested in purchasing this and having this solution versus chopping the grip, I'm going to reach out to them about maybe giving you guys a discount code. If they do that, I'm going to go ahead and post it right here or right there or down in the description below, whatever YouTube will allow me to do. If it's not there, they didn't give me one. So so we'll go there. Now let's go ahead and switch to top down so I can do this with you guys. So let me cut this open without revealing my label here. Oh, the way it felt in there, I thought it was going to be like a clear bag or something. So they really like their logo. Geez, it's right there. But M for Mirzon. So if you guys see there Mirzon 365 grip module. All right, let's get into it. Jeez. So yeah, so they call it their hybrid polymer P365X grip length, 12 round. And then P365 XL slide length, P365 XMacro rail. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we'll go through that later. Okay. It looks like it's got a I'm gonna compare those together here. Move that over. So Yeah, it matches the rail there. Okay. I'm not sure how it like to fit. I do like the swell. If you guys could see that in camera. I do like the swell right there. It seems it might be a little bit thinner than this. I don't know. Let me see where my hand falls. You guys tell me. Comment down below. That's the space there. So I can tell the grip's a little bit smaller than this. So I'm already seeing an advantage to chopping the grip. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let me find something that I could use as a reference here and kind of guess my. Of course, I don't have a tape measure here. Let me just a second. All right, so I got a tape measure here. Let's see here. Let me get high in here. So which is the best there? Let's go from that crease to my finger there. So that's about. So I I like my gloves tight, so I wear a medium glove, but I like my gloves tight. I don't like them feeling loose. I don't like any slop at all. So it's looking like from that crease there to my finger, it's about an inch. And then let's go from there on my pinky. That's about an inch and a half. So inch on top, inch and a half on bottom. Okay. An inch looks like it's about the same. Here, yeah, see here on the bottom. There. So, yeah. Yeah, so about an inch and 3/4. So a little bit wider distance down on the bottom, which helps. Just that little bit feels different with filling that gap with the support hand. Wonder if that's because the way that they have that. I think that's why is the way that curves down. But who knows? Maybe it's. I mean, you have to see. How it shoots. I mean, just grabbing it like this, it doesn't feel like I have such a positive grip. Let me see this. But the grip does comes with the magazine release in there, and it. So this is about $100 for this grip, just under about $100. $100 for this grip. So but I am, as I said, I'm going to reach out with them, see if they'll offer you guys a discount. I like it. I like the texture of it. I don't like how their logo is so prominent right there. I don't like that. They could have did more of a discreet one somewhere. I don't like it when companies do that. It almost makes me, even though I like this texture, that to just stipple over it. But anyways, so yeah. Well, let me go ahead and obviously let me click to that and do that real quick. I'm gonna do some video magic here and put the module and everything in this and see how it feels on that. So before I put the slide back on, you guys, I did want to point this out real quick. So it is a very, the tolerances, was a very tight fit. It's snug in there. And then even the biggest thing, even putting the back pin in there, a lot stiffer and tougher. Like I had to really jam it in there. So it is a tight fit, just so you guys are aware. But yeah, it is a tight fit. And I don't know if it's because this is thinner up here. So the one thing I could notice, because I noticed in the mold right here, I don't know if you guys could see that. So, oh, you catch light. See, there's those ripples right there. So you're almost able to see the rails a little bit through there. And what caught my eye, so if you compare it to the XMacro, the XMacro's up here and the dust cover's thicker. I don't know how much that matters or not. I mean, when you got the light attached there, but this is this is a little bit thinner. You can tell. I mean, I can squeeze on that. I don't know if you guys could see that moving. But versus, I guess I'm able to squeeze this too. So maybe it doesn't matter so much. Yeah. So, all right. I wanted to point that out though. That was a very snug, tight fit. All right. So we got that on. So as you guys know, I have an XXL slide. I have an extra long slide. Not quite as long as for the fuse, but this is actually, I got this before the fuse even came out, but this is for the XXL slide from Shiloh Tech, the comp slide on that. That's why that extends further than the rail, because it's got the built-in comp on there. So, I mean, overall, it looks nice. I like the texture on it. I mean, they got serrations and stuff here. I don't know why they have that. You shouldn't be needing to put your finger up there anyways. That's good. It's got some down at the bottom here. Yeah. Probably not going to really know. I'm kind of not liking the thinness of this. I wish they probably would have mimicked a little bit of the grip like here. It sounds like they may have given it a little bit more depth than you do on the XL. Grip module, you know, the regular grip module, and they basically just took the bottom of that and then put the XMacro top is probably what they end up doing, and just added a little bit extra beaver tail, so it doesn't get as much girth, I guess, there on the bottom. But I think if it didn't curve down so much right here, I think it would actually be the same distance right there, but it is actually that pushes it forward. So I'm probably not going to be able to tell until I actually take it out and shoot it. So I'll have to do a separate video on that. But this will be kind of the introduction to that. But it is supposed to fit the XMacro holsters and stuff. For me to do that, I'm going to have to put my light on here. So actually, that shouldn't violate YouTube's policies at all. So let me take the light off of here. Oh, and then do it a little bit more here. Okay. Now I'm just kind of doing it a little bit out of shot just in case, you guys. All right, got that on there. So the one thing I did notice just as I was, might need to do another, the placement on the picatinny may not be exactly the same, because I swore on this one that the front basically lined up almost exactly. But anyways, neither here nor there at this point. One thing I did notice, so as I was doing that, if you guys notice, I'll have to put this back together to see if it's doing there, because I might just be being overly critical and I've just never noticed it before. But if you guys notice that I pushed on that, you see that moving. Let me get that closer here. So you see that whole rail moving up and down. How much that matters in function, I don't know, but it's just something to point out and notice. So that, let's go with holster fit. Of course, this one's mostly off the light anyways. So this is actually a holster for a fuse to be able to handle the longer length. Before they had these holsters, because I had this all custom and chop job and everything previously before, I was actually using a holster for a Glock 17 from Tier 1 with the TLR 7A light. So the light was basically the retention system on that. So then finally this came out for the fuse, same day. So I was able to get a little bit slimmer holster. So, but yeah, so I think that's true to that. So it goes in there just good. We got a magazine. Okay, make sure it functions with the magazine in there, so it locks back. Okay. Make sure it's not messing with anything, because this was a tight fit. So let's make sure it's out of battery. Okay, so that makes it a dead trigger. Okay, good. We're good. Huh. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure about that, and then I'm going to have to take this out to the range and see about how I like it shoot with this grip. But first impressions, to be honest with you, maybe it was my excitement that somebody did a factory, not factory, but a mold for what I was custom doing from the XMacro grip. So maybe I had myself overly hyped on this. They actually did ship it very quickly. But maybe it's just my extra hype that's giving me just a little bit of a disappointment. But I think it is a good solution for those that does not want to chop their grip. I mean, over there, it's a good looking grip. I mean, it really is. I think that's kind of goofy. I think they should have just did regular textured match what was here, right here, instead of just doing grooves or slots. But it is a good looking module. Yeah. Okay. Still got my thumb reach there. It's just something there. I can't get my palm in there the same as I was before. And it's just that little, it's funny how there's just those little increments make the difference. And I think it's this little curve down right here. They should have left that beefed out just a little bit. So, but all is tell, I am going to do a separate video and take both these modules to the range and compare my chopped XMacro grip to the Mirzon grip. And then again, you guys, I'm gonna reach out to them and see about getting a coupon for you guys, a coupon code. If you would prefer just to buy it and give it a shot. I think it's a good grip. I think it's pretty close to actually, real quick before I end this is actually a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. But let me compare it to the where do I have that grip? Oh, forget it. I don't have it nearby anyway. But yeah, so I think it's a good looking grip. I'm just gonna have to take it to the range and compare it. Otherwise, my solution, who knows? I don't know if my solution's better and it's worth doing the extra work. And then again, you guys, I am working on that that step-by-step guide for this chop job. So you guys will have you guys now have a solution from both, a solution that you can purchase. And I just kind of pointed out the little bit of the differences, and it kind of depends upon your hand size. If your hands are bigger than mine, it probably will make even a bigger difference. Versus just chopping the XMacro and going with that. I've been carrying this ever since I posted that video. It's been a few years, and this thing's held up, no issues. The chop job and everything else, no problems with this. Even with the faults, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be. That's luckily with this this new one, I'm curing some of the faults that I don't like with this, like the back strap kind of having a little bit of movement in the back because it doesn't have that extra length to it. So I just I'll give you guys a little inside part of that. I glued I put glue, not glue, but brain fart. But anyways, adhesive, black adhesive in the channel there to make sure it stays put. But anyways, let me go ahead and switch back, you guys. So with that, you guys, a little bit longer than I wanted to do. But yeah, so this is it, you guys. And so this is the Streamlight TR7A on here, you guys. I love this light. I got on a couple of these. I'll actually probably list that down in the description below too, to a link to this if you guys are interested in this light, 'cause this light that I really like. And on this that I've been carrying, this is the EPS carry. I think this is a great light, as I like using the donut of death. If you guys seen it in my other videos, I really like that, and it doesn't affect my astigmatism as much either as having the circle. So so I really like that. So I'll list that down below too, because I know a lot of people are going to ask me about all these. All the other stuff's aren't easy links as the Amazon is, but and I know some links YouTube. I'm still learning about this, what I can and can't do. So, but the Amazon links I know I can do. So if I can list other manufacturers, I'll do that down for there for like the slide and that kind of stuff. But anyways, with that, you guys, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you guys, and I'll see you next time.